The death toll in Gaza has passed 1,867. Nearly 500,000 people have been left displaced, and to date 9,536 people are left wounded, with 2,877 of these being children. The politics aside, innocent civilians in Gaza are deeply affected by the conflict. They have lost loved ones, their homes, and for some, their lives. I'm going to look at what it's like to be living in Gaza right now. Gaza is home to more than 1.8 million people, with an estimated 1.2 million Palestinian refugees. Since 2007, a blockade was enforced between Israel and Gaza. The justification of this by Israelis is that it is necessary to limit Palestinian rocket attacks from the Gaza Strip and to stop Hamas from acquiring weaponry. The 8-year blockade has pushed the Gaza Strip to the brink. An already impoverished enclave is now faced with more turmoil as buildings are left heavily damaged and many lives have been lost. The UN has estimated 68% of deaths in Gaza are civilians. Although numerous humanitarian ceasefires have been called to try and halt the conflict and allow the gathering of basic supplies and the retrieval of bodies, they have subsequently been broken by both Hamas and Israel. Most recently, US Secretary of State John Kerry's 72-hour humanitarian ceasefire ended within hours, while many people were still trying to retrieve belongings, find families and gather aid. It is not only the loss of family and friends that those left behind in Gaza must deal with. The provision of food, water, hygiene and cleaning items remains a daily struggle. A recent report published by Save the Children shows that families in Gaza are facing a complete collapse of essential services as electricity and water supplies run out. Some hospitals are reporting they only have enough fuel to run electricity generators for another 4 to 5 days. According to OCHA, airstrikes on Gaza's Sol power plant are leaving residents of Gaza with only a maximum of 2 hours of electricity a day. 1/3 of the hospitals in Gaza are damaged. The Najjar hospital in Rafah was evacuated and is closed. This affects not only the hospitals still running, but the refrigeration of food. According to Save the Children, this could leave nearly 1 million children trapped in a war zone without access to electricity, water or medical services. Egypt's Rafah border crossing, Gaza's only exit route not controlled by Israel, has opened and closed again numerous times since Israel began Operation Protective Edge on 8th of July. Rafah has been severely hit during the attacks, forcing trucks carrying goods and supplies to turn back. With Gaza's ports closed by the Israel Navy, food and medicine can only get through the one point of entry, the Kerem Shalom crossing. James Rawley, the UN's humanitarian coordinator, speaks of a conversation he has had with the people of Gaza.
Residents of Gaza that have moved from their homes not once, not twice, but 3 times, and they ask me, Mr. Rawley, you work for the UN, where can I go? And I have to tell them I don't have an answer. There's no safe place in Gaza.
The United Nations Relief and Works Agency are offering aid to those displaced in Gaza, with almost 260,000 living in shelters at 90 UNRWA schools. 3 deadly attacks on UN schools sheltering people fleeing the attacks have happened so far. The UN chief Ban Ki-moon has called it a moral outrage and criminal act. Sami Abu Zuhri, Hamas spokesperson, blamed the school attack on Ban Ki-moon, saying he legitimised the killings by condemning the death of an Israeli soldier who was earlier presumed captured. The UN workers are also providing psychological support to almost 60,000 displaced children. This support sits on the shoulders of 99 counsellors and is more of a challenge now that they know that the shelters aren't secure. There is nowhere safe to go in the entire Gaza Strip and nobody can leave. Israel began its offences after a surge of rockets reportedly came from Hamas to Israel. The IDF's main offensive goal was to destroy the tunnels breaching borders known as terror tunnels running from Gaza to Israel and Egypt. They now claim to have destroyed all 32 of these. They also claim to have destroyed the 3,000 rockets they believe Hamas to hold for future use, following the 3,300 reportedly already fired. And the cost. Reconstruction of the shelters alone will cost $380 million. The UNRWA estimates a total of $187.6 million will be needed in order to provide emergency assistance for a revised scenario of up to 250,000 people displaced for a period of up to 8 weeks. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. The current access regime imposed by the government of Israel makes it impossible to build new homes for the displaced, as there is no construction material available on the local market. But the money and lifting of impositions won't fix everything. You're not only rebuilding homes, you have to rebuild lives.